Good morning, YouTube. Today, I'm going to review the Porsche Taycan.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is actually my brother's garage. I'm visiting here in Colorado Springs, and I had to try the new Taycan because it's just insane. If you have any sort of needs for supercar parts or services, go check out my website, normalguysupercar.com. Use the code NGS10, and I'm going to hook you up with 10% off. Let's talk about this amazing marvel of engineering. So the Taycan is the new hotness in electric cars. I've driven the Tesla Model S, and let me tell you, this is a completely different beast. And as a car enthusiast, I feel like this one finally is going to meet the stamp of approval for most of us who have higher end needs than, frankly, than the Tesla. The Teslas are kind of built like crap, frankly. This thing's built like a Porsche, and Porsches are built with high engineering and amazing design, and they look good, and everything about them is just good. And of course, immediately when you walk up to the first thing you see is these ridiculously huge, absolutely massive calipers and rotors. And you're thinking, holy crap, why do we have to have 10-piston ginormous 16+ inch rotors on this thing? Well, because it is a heavy beast. This is over 5,100 pounds, but don't let that fool you. We've got 750 horsepower, at least 775 foot-pounds of torque. And what you gotta remember is this is electric, so that's instant. Like, you push the gas pedal and you have that power. Cool thing is we've still got a lot of the Porsche cues. We've got, you know, good flowing lines. It actually kind of vaguely reminds me of, you took a 911, cut it in the middle of the car and just extended it out and add two doors. That's kind of what it looks like, but it's got a little bit of like futuristic-y kind of things on it. And we've got the new headlights that are these Matrix headlights, which if you've read about these, they're actually kind of like being a good neighbor to your fellow drivers. They have the ability to turn off lights that are pointing directly at other cars, which is actually kind of cool. We've got all sorts of carbon fiber bits on the sides. We've got the side trim is carbon fiber, front diffuser has some carbon fiber, and other interesting neat features. For example, oh, look at that. That is cool. And, well, here's what was actually kind of surprising. So we have no engine, and, well, we have a tiny, tiny little front trunk. But don't let that fool you, we still have a rear trunk. So this is probably good for, I don't know, some sort of storage. I'm curious, do these come out? Oh, look, it's got more stuff. Okay, we have a tow hook. I'm finding new things for my brother's car. Okay, well, what's in this side then? Here, let's, what is that? I think you pull that out? What is that? All right. Oh, it's a toolkit. We're discovering new things on this car. All you Porsche people are giving me crap about Ferraris always having toolkits because they break. Well, look at this is electric and it still has a toolkit. All sorts of modern conveniences like parking sensors. It's got little cameras right there. So, you know, you get the bird's eye view when you're backing up, which is actually really handy. All right, we got the trunk. So the frunk isn't so impressive, but the trunk, well, you can see this, you can actually fit some reasonable stuff. So we actually just got back from a road trip going 1,200 miles. All of us with the supercars had to kind of cram everything we could into our front trunks. And here's David with literally a lawn chair along with a sleeping bag and 2 suitcases. He was laughing at us in our tiny little pathetic trunks. Okay, so we do have charging doors on both sides of the car. And this is the charging unit, which you can plug into a 220 outlet. So to operate it, you actually kind of do this magic wand thing. You just swipe your hand there and whoa, look at that. It's pretty cool. And then of course you just take this out. There we go. And I'm now charging. Pretty awesome. Plugging it into a wall charger that's 220, it's gonna take about 10.5 hours to do a full charge from 0 to 100%. But the reality is you don't actually wanna charge it to 100%. I was talking to my brother about this and he said basically in order to extend the life of the battery, you only charge it up to about 80% unless you actually really, really need it to go to 100%. When we were out and about on this road trip, there were some DC connections that he was able to use that had much, much higher power. He actually charged it from, I believe, somewhere below 20% all the way up to 90% in a half an hour. Each charge, when it's almost fully charged, is about 250 miles, even though the actual ratings are less. Apparently the driver's side can only do AC charging, but this side, we have a different setup. We can do AC or DC. Oh yeah, there you go. So there's the AC, and down here is the DC, which, there you go. It's got the 2 plugs right there. And so that's where you actually do the really quick charging, is at the DC, because AC, it actually has to go into the car and then be converted from AC into DC to be stored into the DC batteries. If you DC charge it, it just goes straight into the batteries, and it's much faster. So when you hop into the car, you got these door handles that then kind of retract and pop out. Inside, you immediately notice the huge, massive window, or I guess the window, ceiling is just all glass. The entire ceiling, front to back of this thing, is one giant panoramic piece of glass. Ooh, she's coming alive. As you'd expect, this is a high-tech car. We've got digital screens everywhere. So all of this is digital. So even the passenger has their own screen. And believe it or not, there's actually another screen back here for the people in the back. 2 cup holders. You got your AC control, so all your HVAC stuff is right here. Really simple stuff. What's cool is each of these screens can be configured and do different things. For example, we were going into comfort earlier, and well, I feel like getting a massage, so I'm gonna get a shiatsu massage. Oh yeah, that's good. We can even change the screen right here, so you can have different screens. We've got like night vision, and you can have the navigation menu. You can have it showing the battery stuff. Ferrari is so analog feeling and basic. Like, this is just really modern and what you'd kind of expect out of a car that's brand new and all electric. We even have inside the center console, it looks like it has one of those wireless charging ports. We've even got like ambient lighting and mood lighting sort of stuff. Frankly, these seats are actually really quite comfortable. The material is quite nice. I mean, it's a Porsche, so everything is going to be high grade, high quality stuff. Everything is solid. You're not going to hear any rattles. It's just going to be dead silent. So when we get driving, you'll see it is just perfectly silent. And so another question you're going to have is, can you actually fit an adult? Well, so this is the space that you get out of the position for when my brother's driving, and he's actually taller than me. So I'm gonna crawl in here. And as you can see, I have tons of leg room. I can actually move my feet forward and back a little. I am completely comfortable, and actually the rear seats are pretty comfortable too. I'm even sitting perfectly upright, and I still have room for my head. So it's actually fairly reasonable for a sports car. And like I mentioned, here are some AC controls for the back. So this is actually a touch screen just like the front. So there are no physical buttons as far as I can see on any of the control panels. You do have some buttons on the steering wheel, and they do have a little bit of haptic feedback. So like, it kind of makes a little clicky sound, if you can hear that. Okay. I know, this is the part you really want. So let's go out and drive it, and you'll see how awesome this thing really is.
How can I help you?
Oh, because I said the name of the car. Go away. Quit. Exit. Go.
Route guidance is...
If you say the name of the car, it wants to like talk to you. I guess it's got voice stuff. This is what I love about modern cars. They have like the bird's eye view stuff. We've got the rear view camera. It's so quiet. I can whisper and you can hear me. So the interesting thing about this car is it actually produces like a audio sound. There's some sound from the actual car, like some mechanical sound from the motors and from like the transmission and just the road noise. It actually produces an artificial sound that is very Tron-esque, if you've seen that movie. And it's actually kind of cool. I like it. Of course, with the electric motor, it's just very smooth and linear. There is no shifting, no nothing. And as you can hear, nearly silent. So pretty awesome if you're going for comfort. Yeah, it's really comfortable. The ride quality is already very smooth. Going over bumps, don't really feel anything. We're in kind of like comfort mode, like the normal driving mode, what you'd want when you're just putting around town. And it's smooth as can be. It actually feels a little tall. Like I feel like I'm sitting a little high. All right, we kind of moseyed around in normal mode, I'm gonna switch it over to Sport Plus. There, and now it starts making more audio noise. It's actually kind of cool. Ooh. You can just feel how much torque it has, and that was like nothing on the throttle. The handling characteristics and the suspension is so superior compared to a Tesla. Like Teslas just feel janky. They're fast, you know, like you go drive a Model S P100D and it's gonna accelerate like crazy, but they just feel kind of like put together poorly and creaky and cricky, and the materials are meh. These are, you know, we've got nice Alcantara steering wheel, we got good leather, the dashboard's all leather, Alcantara up here. It's a high-end sports car, it's a Porsche, and it feels like it. And this guy is stopping to merge on the highway. That's real safe. Okay, well, let's say bye-bye to him. Holy shit. It takes your breath away. So that was about maybe half throttle, and I went from like 15 to 60 in, I'm gonna guess, about a second and a half. It's just crazy. Let's slow down to 60. Alright, let's do 60 to 80. Ready? Here we go. Holy, that was 60 to 84. Oh my god! Passing will never be a problem in this car. This thing is really tight. The steering is actually really precise. It's very comparable to driving a 911. So it's got a lot. Whoa, that's cool too. You can so you tap the brake, and you can feel the motors doing the regenerative braking. Like it's like almost like a little extra boost on your braking. I could feel it shift. All right, so it actually does have a 2-speed transmission, which is really interesting, and I felt it shift right there. It's really subtle, it's super quick. I mean, it's just, you know, lightning fast, but it did actually shift. From what I was told, that's how they get this thing to be able to go all the way up to 161 miles an hour. Although this particular spec, as my brother bought it, has the all-season tires, so we're actually messing around on all-season tires right now. And so we're limited to about 130 miles an hour just because they aren't speed rated to be able to handle 160 miles an hour. But we're going through some twisty canyons here, and very little body roll, really tight. Just feels excellent. It's worthy of a Porsche name. I do feel that weight. All right, so now that we're getting a little bit tighter turns here and I'm pushing a little bit more, you can feel that 5,000 pounds. It's definitely wanting to like push the car out a little bit more, but it is gripping quite well. How do you not do that all the time, Dave?
I do.
Like you just wanna is not the accelerator, is the giggle pedal. It actually changes the pitch as you start to accelerate more, adds to the driving experience. I actually kind of enjoy it. I like having sound with my car. I don't want it to be just totally numb. All right, we're gonna test out launch control, which is basically insane. So I'm gonna come out here, and basically all you do is put your foot on the brake, give it gas, and go. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. All right, so I've experienced it now as a passenger and as a driver, and it like scrambles your brain. It's so fast that your brain has a hard time computing what the hell just happened. And like, I lost my stomach. I seriously felt like I was on a roller coaster that's like, you know, shooting downhill. I probably just made the most ugly face I've ever made in my life right there. A combination of shock, horror, and excitement, and just pure joy. It's just, wow. It's so stupid, it's so fast. It is by far, I think, the fastest car I've ever been in. Holy crap, that is so much fun. I want to do that again. Okay, so we've concluded it handles good, accelerates stupid fast. I mean, it makes Tesla's ludicrous whatever thing look like a joke. And we're comfortable, it's quiet. There's not really much to complain about. I suppose maybe the big problem is the price tag is pretty steep. So this car, as spec'd out, which is the Taycan Turbo S, and it's reasonably well optioned, is $200-something thousand, just a little bit over $200,000. The base price of the Turbo S was $185. The base price of the lowest model is only like $130. You're gonna spend a lot. This is not cheap. Oh, I even got blind spot monitoring right there. I just noticed my little yellow lights telling me don't move over because I can't resist because I am a child. I must do another acceleration run, so. Here's the people. But, oh, really? There we go. Oh, it's Jeep. Here we go. Bye-bye. It does not get old. It's so awesome. It's like you gotta prepare yourself. You have to like have your head back, you know, get loose, limber, get limbered up. Yeah, here we go. Here's the thing I'm gonna say about this car is that it ultimately super good car. The thing about electric cars, it's always like, well, it's good for an electric car, and I feel like this is just good. It's not like because it's an electric car, I'm not cutting any slack. I'm saying, you know, its handling is up to par with a lot of the really good cars out there. So I feel like this is a good glimpse of where the future's heading. At some point, let's be real, all the major manufacturers are going to have electric sports cars like this. You know, Ferrari certainly is going to at some point, I would assume. Lamborghini, McLaren, they all will at some point. And this is currently the bar. So everyone has to exceed this in the future, which makes me really happy because this is already insane. So those cars are just gonna be, your mind's just gonna go and die. You're not gonna know what to do with yourself. I don't know how we're gonna get much faster than this. It's already stupid fast. I guess maybe they'll hopefully get the batteries to be lighter. That could be a thing. Like maybe that's gonna become the big thing in the future is how do we get more power out of the batteries and be lighter? Certainly more range will be a thing. But performance, it's there. Like the performance of this car is on par with the best cars out today. Acceleration wise, it beats most cars out there today. Handling wise, it's right there. Braking's impressive. Of course, we did have to add giant, huge brakes in order to make it do that, but it does. So yeah, we're coming along. And go. Oh my God. Holy shit! Bye-bye. I think Porsche really hit a home run on this thing. This is the way cars of the future are gonna go. This is how they're gonna be. So whether or not you like electric cars, you should try this thing. You're probably gonna like it. I think you might even love it. Certainly all the people who are Tesla fans are gonna think this is just way better than, I mean, seriously, the Tesla's garbage compared to this. I know there's a lot of Tesla people right now going, I love my Tesla. And I'm like, well, Teslas are kind of made like crap. They look terrible. They perform okay in a straight line. It's kind of like a muscle car, right? Straight line performance, not really the handling. This has Porsche handling with amazing acceleration. This actually is the first electric car where I'm really excited about it. I could even see owning one of these, but well, it's a Porsche, so therefore I can't, because otherwise I'll make my brother happy. And you know how that is. You can't do that. He's like looking at me like, what the hell, dude? All right, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We have tons of car stuff coming your way. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.